Okay, now here's a good example of a rip move. Defensive lineman comes out good in a stance, throws the rip shoulder underneath the armpit. He keeps ripping, look at that body lean. That's exactly what we want to see right there. He keeps working it, keeps working it, keeps working it. You're not always going to get the rip right from your first step. You have to work it. You have to keep rushing upfield. And this defensive lineman does a great job of that. Good explosive stance. See how he comes straight forward and out of his stance? Lean, lean, lean. Very good. Eyes on that football. That's a good rip move there. There's another rip. There's the slip. That's a great example of the rip and slip. This is why this is one of my favorite moves. It is so effective. Watch what happens to this offensive lineman. This nose does a great job of setting this up here. He throws the rip right there, not get stuck. There's the slip. Offensive lineman goes straight to the ground. Our nose is on his way to the quarterback. Okay, that's actually pretty good technique there. Right from the start, he's going to explode out of his stance, straight forward. Okay, right here, look at how low he is. He's not popping up straight out of a stance. He's lower than the offensive lineman is. Now his hand right here and down here is already starting his punch right as he's coming out of his stance. There's no wasted movement there. Okay, now he's setting up the rip. You can see his left shoulder just about ready to go right underneath, right there. Okay, he's throwing the rip. Now he notices that this lineman here, offensive lineman, is committing towards him. He knows that, hey, I'm not going to get there with the rip all the way. This is a great, great counter move. The defensive lineman is pulling down hard with his left arm. That's going to get the offensive lineman's shoulders down. Okay, once that happens, that offensive lineman has lost a tremendous amount of power, balance, and leverage. Now what he's doing is, at the same time as he's pulling down, he's pushing down with his right arm. Pushing down and pulling down at the same time. That's going to get the lineman off balance even more so. And then he's going to finish with a quick swim over the top and then accelerate to the quarterback. All right, here's a different angle here. Okay, he's attempting the stab. Okay, now when he sets up his stab here, remember, when we set a move up, we have to look like we're committing to a certain direction. Okay, now in this one, he doesn't quite do that. When he comes out of his stance, he pops up pretty high in his stance. Right about there. See how high he is? Okay, you notice just before when he comes out of his stance, he's kind of up too high. Okay, we want him to stay low. Now, he doesn't quite have enough forward momentum going here to run the stab inside, and the offensive guard gets a good block on him. Okay, also when we're running the stab technique, we always want to make sure that we throw our shoulder into the chest. As we're starting to turn, the elbow leads the turn, and we want to roll our shoulders right across that offensive guard's chest. And then the stab finishes in the back. Okay, let's take a look at our tackles and ends out here. Look for our explosive get-off. Good, not too bad there. Trying to work the rip, Going for that football, good. Okay, that's not too bad there. I would have liked to have seen this end really try to work that shoulder here more. Watch how he exposes his chest just for a little bit. Okay, right about there, he exposes his chest just too much. Okay, now, a good offensive lineman, timing-wise and all that stuff, all he has to do is punch hard right then and there. Okay? So we want our defensive lineman to really try to focus on not exposing the numbers, throw that shoulder right underneath that armpit as quick as you can. Now he does a pretty good job here of running his feet and keep working, go for that ball. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, here's our nose again. Rip, keep working. Okay, right about there, he's tied up. Okay, he starts his rip. He's doing okay with his rip move. Okay, but then he gets stalled out because his right arm gets caught. Okay, we got to get rid of that right arm. Okay, right about there. You see how he's pretty much free, except for that right arm is caught. That's where you use the slip. Once you start using or losing that momentum of the rip, slip it right now and you're home free. Okay, he's got to get rid of that right arm. He can't stay tied up like that. Okay, here's our tackle and end again. Stumbles in the beginning there. Setting up the inside move. Trying to go inside with that. Okay, it's not too bad by that offensive tackle, not letting him get to that quarterback there. Okay, a couple of things happen here in the beginning. Well, number one, our defensive end slips. Okay, so that's never good, not off to a good start. Now, right about here, this isn't too bad. His shoulder is right in the chest of that offensive tackle right there. Okay, and he's starting to roll his shoulders across. That's not too bad. The stab has to be much harder, though. Okay, the reason why this fails is he doesn't throw the stab that hard, and he's not getting a hard enough push off that right leg to get him around the corner quicker. Okay, I would also like to see him set it up more, like really try to emphasize throwing the rip. Don't commit to the stab until you know that that offensive tackle has overcommitted. Okay, the whole reason for the stab is when this offensive tackle overcommits, like he's expecting a speed rush, he's expecting an outside rush, that's when you set up the stab or any other inside move. You don't want to just do it right from the start on most occasions. Here comes the stab. See how it's not very hard? And he's up too tall. Okay, he didn't lean into that offensive tackle with his shoulders. That's very, very important. Otherwise, if you don't lean your shoulders into that offensive tackle's chest, all you're really doing is spinning around. And that's an easy block for any offensive lineman. Here's our inside guys again. That's a little bit lower. Get off there. Good. Keep coming around. That's not bad. Good attempt with this rip and slip. That's not too bad. I'll take that every time. Okay, he still comes out of his stance a little bit too high than what I'd like to see. Okay, right about there, he's a little bit high. I'd like to see a little bit more of a lean, but that's not too bad. He's getting a pretty decent lean there. Okay, he's moving the feet, moving the feet, moving the feet, pumping the outside arm, got the shoulder underneath the armpit. Okay, that's not too bad right there. Okay, now it starts to stall and he starts to slow down. Okay, now he notices, hey, I need to slip this guy because look at, he realizes that this offensive lineman, look at that body lean. Okay, that's where a defensive lineman has to know, hey, the offensive lineman is leaning on me. This is where I'm going to use that leverage against himself. Okay, so what he's going to do, he's going to slip it right now, and he's going to get this offensive lineman to fall flat on his face, at least try to anyway. Okay, that's not too bad of a slip there. The only thing I would say right here, when he does slip, he wants to get more of a pull on that offensive lineman's shoulder. So as he's slipping, remember, pull, push down, swim over. Okay, we really want to focus on that pull, push down, because we really want to get that offensive lineman off balance as much as we can. Okay, back up top here with our end and tackle. Too high. Trying to fight with the hands. He's trying to get the rip move, but it never really develops. Okay, the offensive tackle does a pretty good job here of just wheeling him outside. Okay, the defensive end kind of hurts himself here. Watch how high he is, and watch how much his chest is exposed. Okay, right there, he's way too high. Okay, he's got to drop that shoulder underneath his armpit right here. Also, look at his chest. He's exposing his chest. He's almost turned straight out that tackle right there. He's got to get the shoulder in there and give the tackle a small target. As he comes around, he's trying to slip right there, but he doesn't get quite enough pull on that tackle. Partially the reason is because he didn't sell the rip as much. Okay, so he kind of hurt himself on that one. Okay, on this one, we have a rip and slip. Okay, but the guard here does a great job of just running him out, and by the time that he is able to slip it, it's too late. Okay, again, this isn't too bad of a slip. Happens a little bit late, but technique-wise, it's not that bad. Again, though, what I'm looking for is upfield push. We don't want to get taken out sideways here. We want to push upfield towards the quarterback. Okay, right here, we have our first collision. He's working the rip, okay? Not too bad so far, but now this offensive lineman is just going to push him out this way. He's got to fight that. He's got to lean into him and keep accelerating the feet upfield. Okay, now right there, this nose notices, look at that body lean. Again, this offensive lineman is really leaning hard on him. So again, use that to his disadvantage. It's all about balance and leverage and power and all that stuff. Okay, he notices that body lean, so here comes a slip. He's going to pull down hard with the right. He's going to push down hard with the left, and he's going to come over the top. Pull, push over the top. Okay, technique-wise, that's not bad, but right from the start, he was getting pushed outside too much by the offensive lineman. Always work upfield towards the quarterback, towards your target.